Oh, my reflection looks so good. A little blocky though. And those hands. Huh. Do we even have fingers? That's a question for another day. Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Super Mario 64. Last time we entered the second floor of Peach's castle and we took on Snowman's Land here, so now we're done in the mirror room. Let's make our way back out to the main hall and take care of this big painting here with the bug. So, one of the toads here on the second floor told us about a water level where we jump on a painting at a specific height, it will actually affect the water. That is actually for this world. So, if we jump down here, for example, the very bottom of the painting, then you'll see what happens when we enter Wet Dry World. This is shocking arrow lifts. When we enter the very bottom of the painting, the world has basically no water and it's on our feet. So, this world in particular, I like using Mario Cam a lot because this world, I don't know, Lack 2 camera is kind of bad. Half the time, it just kind of sticks to walls and doesn't really do too much really to angle itself better. So I'd rather just use Mario Camera here and then zoom it way out. Just be way easier on me. But yeah, this is Wet Dry World. Basically, a water level where you get to control the water's levels. So that's a really cool idea, honestly, for a water level. But then you get these idiots. I hate these guys so much. These enemies in particular are just here kind of to troll you. Because the problem is, you'll have to use these guys to actually gain some height. So you'll be seeing me constantly try to use those guys in general to change where I'm moving around. So I'm going to just try to make my way up here and use one of those to fling me up. And then I'll get flung again because I'll land on the other guy's little lever. Oh, it's so annoying. I don't remember what those guys are called in particular. But they're just some of the most annoying enemies in the entire game. They just never know when to quit. But we need to raise the water level up to max, which this is what this is here. Because, well, for starters, that kind of helps us get over here to our star. This is shocking arrow lifts where you have to ride these arrows and you can break open that box. But you can actually break it open with a very well-placed ground pound now by using the max water height here in the level. So I don't even need to do the proper mission. We will, though. I just want to go ahead and talk to this Bob-Omb buddy now. Simply just because it'll save us some time later. So let's go ahead and do a nice flip up. Talk to you. And now he has opened up a cannon. Now this cannon we're going to have to use for later because this actually allows us to get further into Wet Dry World. Without that cannon, we won't be able to actually make our way over to that metal gate as you can see in the distance. So you need that cannon if you want to go ahead and progress. But let's go ahead and swim underwater here a little bit. And the camera really does not want to cooperate. Like, just, wow, it's so pulled back. But this is what we actually want the water level to really be at for shocking arrow lifts in particular. So jump up here, and then we can make our way over to the arrow lifts. Now, you can swim over here like I showed earlier, which you could have gotten started, and you can also long jump. But let's go ahead and show off how the arrow lifts work. So you just step on these platforms, and they will move. But they're very small, and Mario is kind of twitchy on these things, you can see. These platforms do move back on their own after a while, so you gotta actually move pretty quick. But that's pretty much the mission. It's not hard, just kind of annoying. But that's our first star for you, so that's pretty good so far. But I think for the next mission, let's go ahead and raise the water level just a bit higher up. So let's go ahead and do a backflip into the painting to get maximum height into it. And now, enter into the top of the town. The water level is even higher than the normal maximum limit. So we can actually swim over here and jump on top of this cage. So we can go down into that cage there if we want. And normally, the highest you're supposed to be able to raise the water is right around where this little crystal switch is. But we raise it just a few inches more, which actually allows us to do more in the level. So if you want to go at the true maximum amount that this level can reach for water level, you have to just jump in at the right time. But that's all you need to do to get to the top of the town. Just make your way over to this top platform, break open the box, and you get yourself your star. So that's that mission. Very easy. So now with that done, let's jump back into the painting. Let's go ahead and jump into it, this time with the lower water level active. So we have the secrets in the shallow and sky. This one is pretty simple actually, simply just because you have to find 5 secrets and that activates your star, but a lot of them you can do with the water level pretty low. So right here, if you push this block, that's a secret. A lot of these secrets are kind of confusing, honestly, for a first-time player. In fact, this one isn't even breaking open the box. As you heard, the number actually appeared before we even hit the coin block. So you just have to move in the general area where a secret is, and then it'll activate. So that's pretty interesting. But what's more interesting actually is if we stay in this corner here, you'll actually teleport up to where the cannon is. So if you want a nice shortcut to where the cannon is and also avoid trying to use those enemies with the flippers to climb up to the maximum area, well, you can go ahead and just take the teleporter. That's what I like doing. So if we hit this coin block here, this will be another secret number. And if we read the sign, I do believe it tells us about the mystery of wet dry world here. Mystery is of wet or dry. And where does the solution lie? The city welcomes visitors with the depth that it brings as they enter. So not only does the toad tell you how you can just raise and lower water levels, but the level itself kind of tells you it too with that sign. So if you need to know, just read that sign and you get a better idea about how to raise or lower water. But we didn't even hit this block and we activated the secret, so let's just go ahead and hit it just for good measure. So what they want you to do to get over here is to raise the water level to a specific area, and then you just climb onto that bridge normally. Or the well-placed long jump, you can just jump over to the platform. It's what I prefer doing, since you really don't need to worry about health unless you're basically dead at that point. I just rather long jump over, and that final secret gives you all the coins you'll need anyway, so just might as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump back into low water level here, because our next star, once again, we're going to need it low. This is the express elevator. Hurry up. So, express elevator here is pretty simple. Basically, you see that star from earlier on, the very top, in that metal cage. Well, we need to get up there. But the only way to do so is we need to just cause the elevator to lower a bit so we can make it over to that cage. And that's what we're going to do. So, let's aim our way over to the cage. Just kind of be careful not really to overshoot. So we're going to aim low. And let's hit the block so we make our way up. We don't really have too much time with these platforms, but they give you just enough to get up here, so it's not a big deal. Just try your best not to break one. I've done that plenty of times. So we wanted to go ahead and activate one of these platforms. We might have got hurt falling down, but really it's not too big of a deal, but we got to hurry because this elevator does not stay down for long. As you can see, after getting hurt and rushing into here, I still barely had enough time to get on top of this plank of wood. So you really have to move. But you can wall jump up here if you wanted, so you don't need to ride the elevator, but there's some pretty tricky wall jumps to get up. I just prefer to ride it. So that was the express elevator, and now time for our next mission. Let's go ahead and jump back in the lower level. So this one is time for us to actually enter the second portion of Wet Dry World, the town. But since it's an 8 red coin mission, well, we're going to go ahead and detour a little bit and grab ourselves a bunch of coins because I'm going to go ahead and collect the 100 coin star here too. So I'm going to break open these boxes because they give me 3 coins each, so it makes a total of 6. So we'll get a lot of coins just from these boxes alone. Next up, I want to go ahead and make my way over here to where the spider is on a ledge. For starters, he'll give me some coins, but more importantly, I want to hit the blue coin switch so we can get a whole bunch of coins from these. So that right there almost put us over our halfway mark. And next up, we're going to hit one of those secrets we have from before. Luckily, you can just kick the box open, which is very convenient. But we're at 58 coins, so I'm very happy about that. Nice old number. We can get more than just that, though. So let's just hope. I want to go ahead and use this enemy to flip our way up. Let's just hope he cooperates. As you notice, after a while, they got to wind themselves back up to start moving again. So you kind of have to wait for them. Oh, please no. Ah, I'm trapped. I can't get out. Yep, I expected that to happen. That's usually what happens when you're on those enemies. They're just so annoying. I just don't like them at all, as you can clearly tell. But this is one of the easier 100 coin stars, as you can see, because they give you so many coins. It's ridiculous. So we can take the warp here and actually get our way up to the cannon. So let's go ahead and do that. But now we want to make our way over to the new area we haven't explored, the town. Now you could get a nice tricky shot to get some lives, but you'll actually miss where this cage is to fall into the next area. So don't even bother aiming for that if you're going for the cage. You're serious? How the... I undershot that. I've never undershot that before. That was so close. I'm surprised that actually missed. Wow. Well, it was the first time for everything. Alright, well, try it again. Seriously, I've never missed that shot before when aiming that high. That is really bizarre. It looked like that was just a little off, too. Alright, so let's aim very high this time because I don't want to undershoot again. That was really embarrassing. There we go, we made it. Luckily, even with the water level on its lowest setting over here, you still can easily make your way over to the town because you have to swim here. And if the water was too low, you wouldn't be able to enter the town in particular. Simply just because, you'll see here in a moment, but when you get to the town, there's 2 metal grates you have to swim around. One's on the bottom, which is not that big of a deal, but the other opening is on the top. So that one in particular, you need some water to swim over. Otherwise, you just won't make it. But I'm looking for the dial, which is over here. So hit that diamond, and then you'll cause the water level to lower. And God, I made that jump. Oh well. You need to get up to these roofs because both of these actually have some red coins for you. So just got the wall jump now. It's not a big deal, but I would have preferred being able to make it up there with the water. So if I can just break open that box, we got ourselves some red coins. This is where all our red coins are going to be since we are now in the other portion of Wet Dry World, the town. And this town here has a lot for you to do, as you can see. So, oh wow, some glitchy graphics. Well, we just activated some platforms here, which, honestly, where do you spawn again? It's been so long since I've actually used that switch. I don't see them. Where do those platforms spawn? I think they spawn on top of the houses, which is probably why I'm not seeing anything. This is so weird. The water just randomly appears and disappears. Oh yeah, I see it now. It's on top of the roof. Seriously, I've never used the platform, so I always forget they're on the rooftops. Or wait, no, it wasn't. Okay, I don't remember what that is, but there's a switch you can hit that activates some platforms to stand on. I don't remember for the life of me where, but they do spawn. So if you want some platforms, hit the switch. As you can tell, not the most useful because I couldn't even see them on the screen. So, just gonna ignore that. We almost got all red coins already, so that's actually some good progress if you do ask me. And we already have 90 coins, so we'll be very close to getting the coin star. But, oh, come on. Gotta get some better wall jumps than that, Mario. This wall jump right here is a little tricky. There you go. Because you're jumping off a sloped wall to get up here. So, it's not the easiest jump to make, but we did it. So, 97 coins, we're just about there. Do a kick and miss. Okay, well, I'll just do this then. I want to make my way up here and break this block. Gives us 7 coins. And our last coin is over here to make 8. And 101. Oh, wow, we actually collected the star when our star is spawning. That's interesting. I've never done that before. Doesn't do anything, but it saves you sometime. But there you go. That's all 100 coins. Also, if you want to grab onto this pole, I should mention, very glitchy. If you're at the very bottom of the pole, it just kicks you off. Here we have more coins we can go ahead and collect. But what's even more strange is that they give you, well, not only another switch if you want to get out of here, but once you get into this area, you can't leave because metal grate's just too high up for you just to swim out of. So you kind of committed here. But for some reason, they give you a metal cap here. And I'm a little confused of why is this here in particular, simply just because it's not really that useful if you want to be honest, because the metal cap, you can walk around down here if you wanted, which would help you lower the water level by just walking over to said dial. But you could just swim down here, so I don't get why that's there. I really do not. It's just very useless to me. But let's just go ahead and grab our star and get out of here. But hey, we see a blue block there for a vanish cap. Maybe we'll use that for the next star. We'll see. For now, let's go ahead and grab our star and get out of here, shall we? So we only have one more star left to get, and then Wet Dry World will be complete. So let's go ahead and save and make our way back into Wet Dry World. And now, time for the final star, the quick race through downtown. So this one, it makes you kind of think you're racing against someone you're on a clock, but you're not. In fact, the only clock you gotta worry about is the clock for the invisible cap. That's it, the vanish cap. So, not much of a race if you ask me. So this is some weird camera. Thanks, game. So if you jump into the painting with maximum water level raised, then you can easily make your way over to the town. You can just kind of swim over here. So, very convenient, and there's no use for the cannon for that reason. So if you kind of want to avoid the cannon, it's actually optional here for that same reason it was for Snowman's Land. It just doesn't really have much of a use. But here it's only if you know about the painting levels actually affecting the water in the game. So if you jump in a specific area, you have to know that. Otherwise, you won't be able to really take advantage of things. So let's go ahead and do our quick race, shall we? Grab the Vanish Cap and get moving as I punch. Now, not many people notice, but you can walk through those walls. A lot of people think you can't and they go the long way, but trust me, you can. And it makes things so much easier. Now, we need to wait for the Vanish Cap to wear off to actually jump up the metal here. But you can just get a nice, clever, timed wall jump off the other walls and make your way up to the star instead. So you don't even need to wait for the Vanish Cap to rain out to get that star. You can just get it now. But there you go. Witchry World is complete. Yet another world down. So, not much for us to do left here from the looks of things. But we do have this painting. And then we do have that door over there we can go ahead and interact with. So, I think with that said, I'm actually going to end the episode on that note. So, next time on Let's Play Super Mario 64, watch her jump into the small little painting here and see what lies inside. I'll see you guys next time.